Hey guys, sorry about that. Like I was on and then off. Like 2 different music selections were playing, so it sounded weird. It was, I don't know, probably no one noticed but me, but it was weird. So let me share my other screen. Okay, yeah. That's the one I want. Okay. I'm not really feeling it today, but I'll go live anyways. Yeah. So I'm glad. Hey, Amanda. Shalom. I'm glad she caught my video. I was hoping, I don't know, like YouTube said I had to make my son video unlisted for it to be shared or viewed or something. So I hope you saw it. So it's under an unlisted tab. I don't know even where to tell you where to go for that. So I think, yeah, I'm live now, right? Yes. Okay. So yeah. Again, here's a flying by the seat of my pants study. I just don't have time to like sit and study anymore. But it's also a spiritual thing. I think I just get wiped out. I just get really tired, and so I'll work on that. But I did notice this King Cyrus, who we're going to talk about. It was private. See, I didn't even make it private. So I did repost it on the share a post like community tab. So I think you should be able to click on it now. So yeah, cool footage of the sun. I was just minding my own business, giving my air plants their water, and I looked up at the sun. It's been pretty cloudy here because we got snow. And yeah, I can't do that on this computer. I will share it in the comments after this. So I was just looking out the window and I noticed the sun had peeked out through the clouds, but it wasn't the sun. It was just the circle of the sun, probably the projection or whatever, but the sunlight was in the clouds. There was no sunlight emanating from the circle. So I could look at the circle, but then when I looked at the brightness in the clouds, I couldn't look. It was too bright. So, and actually, Amanda and I were talking about this right when I wanted to catch it on video. It got brighter. So I don't know. That big one-eyed whatever is looking out. I don't know. It's stuff. But anyways, moving on. I'll post that in the comments, like I said. So before we get into this Cyrus, and I say that because I don't even know what we're going to be reading in Isaiah. So it's going to be like a surprise. So of course, I like to kind of know what I'm looking at or reading. I like to know what I'm reading about. Let me share. Oh, I didn't share this tab yet. One moment. So I looked up just Cyrus, and all these stupid, like I always say, the flannel graph Bible character pictures kind of come up, what we've seen as kids, or I saw as kids, as a child. And then we see stuff like this. Come on. Where'd it go? Waiting. Okay, so we see stuff like this. He's looking pretty, I don't know, medieval to me here. So that's supposed to be King of Persia, a portrait. And I'm not going to even go into like who made what picture. And then we have this one. Okay, it looks like different people. And then we have this one. Looking more biblical-like, I guess. I don't know. So anyways, and then we get all mud floody. Ooh, wow, look at that. That's cool. All right, so then we're getting more like biblical looking. Okay, so I'm going to go back. Okay, that looks more like what we're taught. Then we have this. which looks more like, I don't know, it reminds me of the armor. These remind me kind of the hats in the Revolutionary War or something like that. And then we have like these Greek, is this even? No, that's different. Great, now it's gonna bring me to a whole different thing. Okay, so we have these stupid modernized looking things. Anyways, my point is that we really can't know historically, and that's why I talk about the timeline a lot. Like, oh yes, and we've heard all about that, whatever. Did he look like this? Did he look like this? Did he, what time period did he really come from? They can give us all the biblical timelines they want, but I think something is awry when they do that. So just an example of, what we're dealing with here, actually what I feel like I'm dealing with just on my own. I won't put anybody else in my camp of, what I think. It's just like, well, where do I go from here and how do I know? Oh, I kind of like this one the best. So super interesting. Hey, Tim. I'm going to do Isaiah, Tim, but I'm looking at King Cyrus photos. I just think history is missing. They're making us miss something on purpose. Okay, sorry, I gotta share my screen again. Okay, so this is who we're looking at, and he was anointed, it says. So anointed means anointed, chosen, handpicked to be in his place. I'm going to use the NASB for today. God uses Cyrus. This is what Yahweh says to Cyrus, his anointed, whom I have taken by the right hand to subdue nations before him. So just like in Psalms, we see the right hand always denotes power and victory. And to undo the weapons belt on the waist of kings, to open doors before him so that gates will not be shut. I will go before you and make the rough places smooth. I will shatter the doors of bronze and cut through their iron bars. Sounds like a pretty formidable structure. I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden wealth of secret places, so that you may know that it is I, Yahuwah, the El of Israel, who calls you by your name, for the sake of Jacob, my servant, and Israel, my chosen one. I also have called you by your name. I have given you a title of honor. Though you have not known me, I am Yahuwah. There is no one else. There is no El except me. And I use El because Elohim is plural. So with the Most High, I think I said it in my last video, the Most High God is over all. There are other Elohim, small g gods, doing other things. And I wouldn't go so far as to say that they are all demons. We don't know what this realm holds. I don't know. So I can't say for sure who those other little g gods are, evil or not. But we know that Yahuwah, the Most High, is the most powerful creator entity. I will arm you, though you have not known me, so that people may know from the rising to the setting of the sun that there is no one besides me. I am Yahuwah, and there is no one else, the one forming light and creating darkness, causing well-being and creating disaster. I am Yahuwah who does all these things. He does it all. Everything else is Satan's mockery of him or what he wants. So that's what I'm gathering. So, like I said, he is above all, literally and physically. Okay, God's supreme power. This should be interesting. Drip down heavens from above, and let the clouds pour down righteousness. Let the earth open up, and salvation bear fruit, and righteousness sprout with it. I, Yahweh, have created it. Woe to the one who quarrels with his maker. He is the one that forms people. A piece of pottery among the other earthenware pottery pieces. This is a very common, well-known scripture. Will the clay say to the potter, what are you doing? Or the thing you are making say, he has no hands? Woe to him who says to a father, what are you fathering? Or to a woman, to what are you giving birth? So he wants the authority that is his recognized. He's the source of everything. This is what Yah says, the Holy One of Israel and his Maker. Ask me about the things to come concerning my sons, and you shall commit to me the works of my hands. It is I who made the earth and created mankind. Upon it I stretched out the heavens with my hands. Oh, here we go. Goes along with what we were talking about just now. I ordained all their lights. So he's talking about the stars. Commanded. The host. So the heavenly hosts, which are also the angels. It says it right there. Stars are the angels. Heavenly hosts. Yahuwah Sabaoth is the host, the El of angel armies. I have stirred him in righteousness, and I will make all his ways smooth. He will build my city and let my exiles go free without any payment or reward, says Yahuwah Sabaoth. That's what that is. This is what Yahuwah says. The products of Egypt and the merchandise of Cush and the Sabians, men of stature. I think we've mentioned that before. These are tall people, tall men. Maybe. Maybe not. Will come over to you and will be yours. They will walk behind you. They will come over in chains and will bow down to you. They will plead with you. Yah certainly is with you, and there is no one else, no other El. Truly you are a El who hides himself, Yahuwah of Israel, Savior. They will be put to shame and even humiliated. All of them, the manufacturers of idols, will go away together in humiliation. Israel has been saved by Yah. With an everlasting salvation, you will not be put to shame or humiliated to all eternity. So maybe this still has yet to happen. Or maybe he has taken those already up. Like I said, this timeline, but we're still referring to Cyrus and his peoples too. I think how he used Cyrus when he, and I don't know everything about Cyrus. Maybe some of you do. Let me see if any of you know Cyrus's background. Angel means messenger of God. Yes. Yes. I don't know. I know that King Cyrus ruled and, overtook many places, as did many other kings in history that we know of. Okay. Verse 18. For this is what Yahuwah says. He who created the heavens, he is the El who formed wait, this doesn't make sense. Sorry, my screen is probably too big. There we go. Oh. Let me move this over. Okay. So again, like I was saying, he is the El over everything, creator. For this is what Yahuwah says. He who created the heavens, he is the El who formed the earth and made it. So this is in context saying other Elohim do exist, yet they don't do the things that the Most High does. They're lesser, obviously, like I've already established. Okay. He established it and did not create it as a waste place, but formed it to be inhabited. So nothing he does in vain. I was just going to say that he doesn't do anything in vain. He made it for a purpose. I am Yahuwah, and there is no one else. I have not spoken in secret in some dark land, and we can a place of a land of darkness, which we can also assume he's speaking of a true place. He's giving a contrast. I tutor a lot of third, fourth, fifth graders right now. And this is all we talk about, comparing and contrasting. So that's what he is doing. He's comparing himself to these other Elohim, and then he's comparing himself and contrasting that he does not come from the dark lands that are known. I did not say to the offspring of Jacob, seek me in a wasteland. I, Yahuwah, speak righteousness. But see, they're always going to, I've noticed this more often than not, we're always going to get metaphors. And I don't know, Skull, what you were referring to as a metaphor before. But yeah, I would agree with you. Reset timed by astrology, yes. It's his clock, which I was referring to in Tony's. We were talking about the calendar a little bit. Okay, so yes. Seek me in a wasteland. I, Yahuwah, speaks righteousness, declaring things that are right. Gather yourselves and come. Come together, you survivors of the nations. They have no knowledge, who carry around their wooden idol and pray to an El who cannot save. Survivors of nations. So I think history shows us a lot more of this going on. That something has happened. We always come back to that, don't we? We always come back to the reset or survivors or other things. This is more in context to me, in my understanding of scripture, than thinking these things will still happen. There's survivors, or if you look at, gosh, we were just talking about the orphan trains. Were those survivors? What was going on there? So all this stuff rattles around in my head, but it makes more sense to me that way. Sorry if I'm confusing anyone. I hope it's not confusing. Okay. Verse 21, declare and present your case. Indeed, let them consult together. Who has announced this long ago? Who has long since declared it? Is it not I, Yahuwah, and there is no other El besides me, a righteous El and a Savior? There is none except me. Turn to me and be saved, all the ends of the earth. For I am El, and there is no other. I have sworn by myself, the word has gone out from my mouth in righteousness and will not turn back. So he's calling on all the earth. He does that back and forth in Isaiah a lot, speaking to Israel, but then his salvation is for all, in all, realms even. And we don't know how far our earth realm goes. We know we are here as mankind. I don't know how far mankind's realm goes. And then beyond that, there's not mankind, there's other kinds. But we're getting off track, sorry. But he is calling all of mankind to himself. The word has gone out from my mouth in righteousness and will not turn back, that to me every knee will bow, every tongue will swear allegiance. They will say of me, only in Yahuwah are righteousness and strength. People will come to him, and all who are angry at him will be put to shame. In Yahuwah, all the offspring of Israel will be justified and will boast. All right, chapter 46. Babylon's idols. Always back to Babylon. Which, if you want to check out some cool videos about the Americas being more significant in biblical history and times, you can check out, what's his name? Now I can't think. Alpha Talks. Talkz. He has some good videos about that. Okay. Bel or Baal has bowed down. Nebo stoops over. Their idols have become loads for the animals and the cattle. The things that you carry are burdensome, a load for the weary animal. They stooped over. They have bowed down together. They could not rescue the burden, but have themselves gone into captivity. Listen to me, house of Jacob, and all the remnant of the house of Israel. You have been carried by me from birth and have been carried from the womb. Even to your old age, I will be the same, and even to your graying years, I will carry you. I have done it, and I will bear you. I will carry you, and I will save you. To whom would you liken me and make me equal and compare me, that we would be alike? So here's our theme for 45 and 46. No other except the Most High. Those who lavish gold from the bag and weigh silver on the scale hire a goldsmith, and he makes it into a god or an El or an Elohim. They bow down, indeed they worship it. They lift it on the shoulder, carry it, and set it in its place, and it stands there. It does not move from its place. Though one may shout to it, it cannot answer. It cannot save him from his distress. Remember this and be assured. Recall it to mind, you wrongdoers. Heart. I just heard it's kind of on a side note, I just heard something recently that our heart isn't just our heart. But anyways, that's all I know. I can't speak any further on that. Remember the former things long past, for I am El, and there is no other. And I always go back to this wording of ancient past, long past. A lot more was going on in the past than we know. I am El, and there is no one like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times things which have not been done, saying my plan will be established, and I will accomplish all my good pleasure, calling a bird of prey from the east, the man of my purpose from a distant country. Truly I have spoken, truly I will bring it to pass. I have planned it, I will certainly do it. Listen to me, you stubborn-minded, who are far from righteousness. I bring near my righteousness. It is not far off, and my salvation will not delay, and I will grant salvation in Zion and my glory for Israel. Oh, that was pretty short. Oh, stars being angels as a metaphor. Oh, yeah, I don't know if stars, I don't know. I think they really are beings up there. I've seen some videos that weren't altered that shows entities if you zoom in super close. So just like, I guess we can go back to the Ezekiel wheels, right? The wheel within the wheel, those are entities. But Babylon means, yes. I forget what Babylon means. I was going to say something else. Oh, okay. So my map of Hyperborea still stands to me to make sense as Isaiah and as Yah himself speaks about nations and the ends of the earth, our earth realm, and Zion being in the center. So that could be the North Pole, is what we've said before. There's a lot more up there, or was a lot more up there. Yeah, tentities. So, he could play with words all day. But I could read, I think that was kind of short. So let's go to 47 also. One second. Watch, I'm going to click on this and it's going to be like super long. Okay. Mourning for Babylon. Now you wouldn't think with such a nasty place as Babylon there would be mourning, but it seems that Yah gives place to mourning for these different nations, which is interesting too. So we started off with Cyrus. It gave less than I thought it would. Oh, I lost everybody. Is my stream okay? It says only Skull is here now. I don't know what happened. All right. Come down and sit in the dust, virgin daughter of Babylon. So that's like purity. Sit on the ground without a throne, daughter of the Chaldeans, for you will no longer be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind flour. Remove your veil, strip off the skirt, uncover the leg, cross the rivers. Your nakedness will be uncovered, your shame will be exposed. I will take vengeance and will not spare anyone. Our Redeemer, Yahuwah Sabaoth is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit silently and go into darkness. So is this the same darkness as was referred to in the other chapter? Or darkness of heart and mind? I don't know. Another metaphor, maybe not. Daughter of the Chaldeans, for you will no longer be called the Queen of Kingdoms. I was angry with my people. I profaned my heritage and handed them over to you. You did not show mercy to them. On the aged you made your yoke very heavy. Yet you said, I will be a queen forever. These things you did not consider nor remember the outcome of them. Now then, hear this, you luxuriant one who lives securely, who says in her heart. So he may be speaking to entities here, female entities. And then the nation. Nations are usually described as female. I will not sit as a widow, nor know the loss of children. But these two things will come on you suddenly in one day, loss of children and widowhood. They will come on you in full measure, in spite of your many sorceries, in spite of your great power of your spells. So he is not saying they don't have power. He's saying he's above their power also in that. You felt secure in your wickedness and said, no one sees me. Your wisdom and your knowledge, they have led you astray. For you have said in your heart, I am, and there is no one besides me. That's why he reiterated before this that he is the only one, the creator, above all. But evil will come on you, which you will not know how to charm away, and disaster will fall on you for which you cannot atone. So they can't charm with their witchcraft what he has already set to do. Because otherwise it sounds like they were able to do that. Whatever came on them, they were able to handle with their own magic. And destruction about which you do know will come on you suddenly. Persist now in your spells and in your many sorceries, with which you have labored from your youth. Perhaps you will be able to benefit. Perhaps you may cause trembling. You are wearied with your many counsels. Let now the astrologers, those who prophesy by the stars, those who predict by the new moons, stand up and save you from what will come upon you. Behold, they will become like stubble. Fire burns them. They cannot save themselves from the power of the flame. There will be no coal to warm by, nor fire to sit before. So have those become to you with whom you have labored, those who have done business with you from your youth. Each has wandered in his own way. There is no one to save you. Region. Wandering in their own region. Okay. So that was an interesting chapter. Huh. Oh, now it's a side of 3. I don't know. YouTube's kind of weird today. Well, YouTube's weird every day. Thanks, Tim. I think Tim just said hi. He usually does that. All right. So yeah, that was an interesting chapter. And I always think about when I read about fire, that's not just a typical like fiery dart or those fiery arrows they used to use to attack. I'm not a quitter either, Skull. Actually, I've really tried to be a quitter. I don't have it in me. I don't know. I was going to say these virgins of Babylon they don't seem to be quitters, but God would make them quitters. And it's interesting to think about. And that's why, speaking of the church again, because I always mention what I don't agree with in the church anymore. If only the church would recognize certain truths that are just in the Bible. I'm not reading into these things by saying we know they're powerful. And Yah himself said, you have these powers. You are able to charm away disasters and take things and remove them with your witchcraft. I think that's also why we see some witchcraft in churches. I've warned pastors against stuff like that, and they pretty much said, poo-poo on you. Everything will be fine, and it's not like that. They just have zero tolerance for people that won't take into consideration what things truly are. But there's so much more, kind of flipping on that note, so much more in the spiritual realm than we know. And beyond, like, yes, maybe, angels being stars physically and pictorially. I just looked at the time. It was 33:11. 11 is the angel number. Ooh. And we all know 33. Illuminati confirmed angel time. Oh, and there's 3 viewers. So, yeah. Now the time distracted me. Yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, so things are metaphorical. I think sometimes they're both. But nothing in Isaiah that I've read so far deviates from how I think about the timeline. And I do think a lot of this already happened. And I'm not just saying it already happened in the way the church or scholars say it happened in 750 BC or whatever they want to say. It's happened closer to our time. It's happened in different places than what they tell us. It's all skewed. And to me, even those pictures of Cyrus, those could have been multiple people. We don't know who he looked like. And they will just say, oh, well, we don't know what he looked like, and we can only assume based on writings and manuscripts. But it's, why would you show Cyrus as a medieval type person and then show him in more the biblical time frame that they like to tell us? I don't know. So, but the one fact was clear. Yahuwah, the Most High, said who he was multiple times, put people in their places, put entities in their places, put these nations that followed those different entities in their place. So yeah, that can be my takeaway. And I think he also extended, like he was saying earlier, his righteousness to the nations, whether Israel or not. And actually, in the Old Testament writings about when the nation of Israel was moving towards the Promised Land and then in the Promised Land, Yah did give certain expectations of people that also, if they wanted to be, and I'll use the New Testament term, grafted into the nation of Israel, that they were allowed to do that. His salvation, his righteousness is for anyone. Now, I think it was in Joshua's time, they got in trouble for that because they would be friendly to foreigners at times, and these foreigners would come in and end up being spies. But we see it with people like Ruth, who was a Moabite. Moab was a very distinctive enemy of the nation of Israel. And then what was the other nation? So I was thinking of Ruth, and then Rahab, the prostitute. She was also saved. So she was before Ruth. She was like, Rahab was Ruth's. They were somehow the family lineage is all the same. But so it's not that Yahweh always says, you know, damn Babylon, damn Egypt, damn all these places. He gives an extension, and I think an extension to nations we don't even know about, of his righteousness. Would you write? They have underground bunkers. Oh, who lives in Babylon confusion? I do. Yeah, they do have underground bunkers. I know a lot of them do. So yeah, I think that's all I have. Oh, and I was even thinking the other day how these depictions of these places just even look otherworldly, like in other realms. They don't, how do we know they are from England, or this was what Wales looked like, or whatever? Not you. Here go these riddles again. Yes, but I understand. Yeah, I just think some of these art depictions are from other realms. And people will always try to say, oh, well, these creatures that used to be here, they're now moved beyond the ice wall. Well, maybe they just always lived beyond the ice wall. Maybe explorers took those depictions and depicted and got to the outer realms, and then outer realm to us, and then brought back those depictions to mankind, gates of God. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Oh, there's so much to look into. I still want to look into the number 10. Numbers do have significance. I can't bank on them, but yeah, it was interesting. Oh, okay. Sorry. I try to talk on chat the best I can, but sometimes I gotta think about it. But yeah. But I definitely think things like this have already happened. And I don't even want to hear, maybe some people want to go to the scholars and look at what they say, but I don't want to. It's because it just ends up being too much of a normie kind of view, which I don't use that term too often. But when you have normalized viewpoints, they usually you go farther and farther into just doing mainstream stuff. And I'm beyond that, not because I'm beyond it like in my mental capacity. It's because I know there can't be just that. But then at the same time in life, you get sucked into the normalities, the normalcies of life. But it's not real life. Oh, I hate it. I feel so torn about it sometimes. But anyways, I'm just going to babble on and on now. So 11 is relevant to gate. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. So 11 being an angelic kind of number, relevant to the gate to God. The angels are, some of them are in his presence. There's some correlations there, right? Interesting. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Blessings. Thanks, guys. I don't know why my chat went from 4 or 5 to 1 to 2, but I hope everyone has a great Sunday, rest of the day. It was truly a Sunday when I saw that circle sun. What was that? But yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.